Hello everybody, this is quixQuery here, and today we are playing some more of the Hermit Pack modded Minecraft, and I think this pack is going super well, but we are over here at the village today so that we can get an emerald, so that we can make a better pickaxe and give it silk touch and a bunch of stuff like that. But I just traded a bunch of raw chicken to that butcher back there for an emerald, and now what we can do is head back home, which is quite a ways that way. You can see my spawn marker all the way over there, and so we will just hoorah, use this to get home. But that is so that we can get silk touch on our pickaxe so we can mine quartz and get more out of it, because quartz is going to be a very valuable resource for all of the things that we are going to be doing in this pack. Namely, well, I guess pretty much everything. Quartz is super valuable for a lot of the different recipes, but the one that we are going to be doing today is the refined storage mod. This is actually a Pam's Harvest Craft beehive, and I already have a queen bee in there. Oh, hey. Okay, apparently they don't stack. That is just fine. But yeah, we are coming along, doing a bunch of different stuff, and but yeah, refined storage is essentially like the old applied energistics mod. But instead of adding its own like resources and stuff like that, it focuses on its sole like actual use, which is the storage system itself, making it simple and easy to understand. And so, woo, onto the trees. And I think that it makes it better, honestly. Oh, double pirate ship over there. Woo. But I am super excited to get started on that so that we can get one of those up and running and focus a little more after that on some of the more creative aspects of the things that we're doing. Oh, oh, what do I drop? I don't need the crystallized canola seed. There we go. Okay, no more. No more extra stuff to pick up. We just gotta go all the way back home. Awesome. So this is our second backpack here in this series. This is our Apiarist's backpack. And after we clean out a little bit of this inventory space, what we can do is put our, what's it called, bees, our forestry bees, into that pack right there. And so we can get all those and put them in here. And if it will also automatically, yeah, it looks like it also seems to have a multiple pages, number one, and number two, if we have other types of bees, it will show it right here, and all the ones that we know the genome for, its stuff will be displayed for all of this, and so that'll be super cool to be able to have in available to us, so we don't have to worry so much about some of the other, yeah, so inventory space with bees isn't a problem. Oh, come on. Get out of here. So, we are back here and about ready to make our good pickaxe, but we are harvesting the flax over there so that we can get string, so that we can make a silky jewel and put it on our new pickaxe. And so for our pickaxe, I've just decided to go with some bronze binding and a night slime for both the pickaxe head and the tool rod. Eventually I want to replace the pickaxe head with cobalt, but for now this will do just fine. And this is going to be super nice to have around. And we have some more night slime in here. We got a bunch of purple slime and other stuff like that. And in order to make night slime, you need liquid purple slime, molten iron, and seared stone, which you get from putting cobblestone in your smeltery. And you can see right there from the blood that I've already fallen in my smeltery once, but that's fine. And I realized after the last episode that these transfer nodes were not taking the oil out of the barrels when they were on top of it. And so what I did is I just put them on the side and moved our metallurgic infuser up here. And so now everything is working just fine with both of these, and that is super awesome. But really right now we are just waiting for this to grow so that we can make one more silky cloth, and so we can make a silky jewel. And we can see if we put 6 of these around a piece of gold, we get silky cloth, and then we can put 4 silky cloth around our emerald to get a silky jewel. And then if we look in our materials and new thing, we can look at our modifiers and see that, where is it? Silk Touch can be added by placing a silky jewel on your tool. So that is what we are going to be doing. And right now we are going to go to sleep because it is night and I don't really want to be attacked by everything in the world. But flax is super nice, and especially early game when you don't have like mob farms or anything like that. A great source of string. And so yeah, you can see right there that the worms are doing their thing and they're helping the crops grow. But yeah, everything is going great, and we are about ready to make our pickaxe Silk Touch and get into the refined storage mod. So I figured out that these mechanism cables, they're cables from the mod mechanism, are not working right now, even though they really should be. Anyway, they weren't transferring power to any of the machines that they were connected to, and so we're just gonna put those away and go to something that I know is more reliable, and that is the conduits from Energy.io, from Ender.io, the energy conduits. And I believe enhanced energy conduit. Okay, yeah. So you can totally do that. Okay. So conductive iron, which is essentially in an alloy smelter, you have redstone and iron, which is pretty simple. And so this will give you 8. And so all we need now is conduit binder, which is this stuff, which it feels a little complicated to me, but I'm willing to do it because I know these things work, and they are also upgradable. Though they cost more resources to upgrade versus the other one, I think, the mechanism mod. But yeah, these are ones that I am very sure are going to work, and so we are going to use them instead. So here we are, ready to dive into the refined storage mod. We got all of our machines hooked up to cables, except for that one right there is kind of wants to be hooked up to cables, but isn't. Anyway, they're all hooked up to these conduits, which now work. And so we have the first thing that we need to make in this mod is the controller, which is this thing right here. And then we hook this thing up to a power source, and we'll just temporarily place that right here. Oh wow, hey, look at that. And it filled right up with stuff. Okay, and now the next thing we need to make is called a solderer, so that we can make the other parts that we need. And to do that, we need 2 sticky pistons. So let's make some pistons. Awesome. And we can then make them sticky pistons. Put them right there and there. And do that. And ta-da, we now have a solderer, which we want to hook up to our controller right there. Or we can just place it next to it. That works. And now, what we want to do is make a crafting grid. Yeah, there we go, a crafting grid, which means we need to make a grid, which means we need these things right there, but we also need something to store all of the things that we are going to store in it, and that's another part of this. But for right now, we're going to sleep, and I'm going to get all the materials together and figure out how all this works so that I can come back and show you a little bit later. So here we are, this is our solder doing its stuff, and so apparently the solder actually does stuff while you aren't while you aren't actually doing stuff. It requires RF while you aren't doing stuff. And so I'm going to be using this like while we talk here because it takes 3 RS, which is equivalent to 1 RF. This controller converts from RF into RS. RF is redstone flux, and I have no idea what RS is, but it's the energy for the what's it called mod, the refined storage mod. And so we are making our processors right here while we're doing stuff and while we're talking about it. And so I take our solder off of the system when we're not using it, because right now we're using quite a bit of our low amounts of power while we're doing this. And so I just wanted to show you what it was like to make these processors. And so yeah. So I figured something out while I was making our disk drive and crafting grid and stuff like that, that if we set this thing to redstone mode so that it will only work with redstone signal, then it won't take up any power unless we have it powered on, like that, which is super nice. And so that should be something nice to work with, and I believe we can just set our disk drive anywhere in the system, and it should. Okay, right now the disk drive is taking 0 RS per tick, and so that's awesome. And so now we just need some disks to put in there. And so from the refined storage thing, I believe if we look up disk, aha, and I think I'm going to make some 4K storage disks. And yeah, and we need the storage housing, some refined iron, and all that stuff. And so I'll get all that together, and then we can hook up our crafting grid to this too. Does that take up power? Crafting grid? It does. Oh, okay. Good to know. Hold up, wait a second though. Only work with redstone signal. Okay. And so now what we can do is it will only work when we power it with redstone signal. And so what we can do is use that to help ourselves in the early stages of this game with our limited power. And so when we need to access our system, what we can do is we can just turn this on, and ta-da, now it's on, and now it's off. Woohoo! Our final processor is printing for our 4K storage cells. I am making 4 of them right now, and that should be enough to get us started for a while. And so now we have 4 4K storage parts, and we have our storage housing, and putting those all together should give us that. And now if we put our disk drive right here, we should be able to put those guys in. Dun dun dun! And now our disk drive is taking 4 RS per tick. RF per tick, actually, because RS is equal to 1 RF. And so, okay. Only work if powered by redstone signal. And then we can put a lever on it, and okay. Now it's off. And so now it shouldn't. Yeah, okay. Awesome. So this is the idea of something that I want to set up, of stuff that I want to set up inside the, just a simple little refined storage system like this in our base over here. But first we need some sort of a fully automatic power generation or stuff like that, and I want to use the canola stuff. And so we are going to make a farming station from Ender.io and some other bits and pieces to be able to use that successfully. And we will make some canola fields so that we can generate enough power to be able to support ourselves here. You know something funny happened when... Okay, well, this is just plain old, like, glitched out, and I'll tell you, it's, okay, what happened is I put, yeah, now that's better, but now we have 102 biomass in there. See, now that's called glitching, and that's about intermod compatibility and stuff like that, and that's super fun to pick up on, to see happen, but it's, anyway, we were messing around with the extra utilities 2 transfer nodes in combination with the actually additions compost piles, because we had so many seeds, canola seeds, that I needed to convert them, and I didn't like having to go back over there and all that other stuff. Anyway, long story short, I made this real simple automatic system that would automatically transfer the items from our transfer node right here into the thing right there, and then take them out into the transfer node right there. So I decided to do something a little different than my original plan for our power generation, and instead of going with the canola generation, converting it into oil, so on and so forth, and putting it into our oil generator, what I decided that we were going to do is to introduce this digital guide right here in environmental tech for the solar array, and we're going to be making a tier 1 solar array, and that is going to be somewhat expensive for our early stage in this, and so part of this, what I'm doing is we are going to expand our smeltery to be a 3x3 smeltery, and I'm going to make it too high, at least for starting off, and then we are going to use that to process a bunch of ores I just got from a massive mining session. And you can see all the stuff we have right here. We got another resonating crystal, and we got like a ton of vanilla ores right here, including like a ton of iron, copper. I know that's not vanilla. Vanilla was probably the wrong word, but you get what I'm saying. And so we got a bunch of different stuff right here that I'm going to be working hard on processing, and using our crusher right here and our smeltery right here, and everything is going to be awesome. And when I am ready to set up the solar array, I will come back and show you what I'm doing. So here we are, we have our assembler, and I earned the achievement ready to assemble because we have, well, I guess because we are ready to assemble the thing. And so what we're going to do is mine out 1 extra block temporarily, and bring our solar panel tier 1 right there, and right click on it with the assembler, block by block. We will assemble this together. Actually, let's dig 1 more down. Awesome, I think that's it. Yes, awesome. This should be working and giving us power now, but since we want to get power actually from it, then we are going to run this into our area right over here, which is where I have moved our refined storage controller. Yeah. Anyway, and we will now eat because, well, yeah, that needs to happen, and get some cables so that we can run stuff into here and power a lot of different stuff. So here we are, we've started to run our cables, and I've also made this basic energy cube just to give us a little bit of a buffer for energy, and it looks like this, this solar array is actually really, really good, and I am super glad that I have decided to make this because it looks like it will be a very, very nice thing to have this early on. And so we are going to run this cable all the way to the controller right there, which we will then have to use the refined storage cables to hook up to our crafting grid up there, our drive down, and our drive down here. And as well, I've started to kind of decorate this up a little bit to try and make it look nice, and we are going to have the main of all of our tech stuff is going to be down in these area down here or something. We're going to have some way to get up and down over here, but right here is going to be where we're going to have access to our refined storage system. And so we'll be able to like access our crafting thing and automatically craft stuff and all that from this little terminal right here. And that will be super nice. But for now, we are just gonna set up the basic structure of all of this, and this is the floor design I've gone for. It's just the simple laboratory blocks in a checkered tile pattern. These are more laboratory block designs, and but as I said before, we're going to have all of our technical access stuff, like our drives, disk drives, and all of that stuff is going to be down in the tech area in our secret lab down here. Awesome, so here we are, we've hooked it up, and these are just called cable, and they're from the refined storage mod. They require 6, what's it called? Quartz refined iron? 6 quartz refined iron, 2 glass, and some redstone in like a pipe cable formation. And so now we should have more than plenty of energy coming in to be able to, let's see here. Oh yeah, we have more than enough energy to be able to power all of this and a lot more because of our solar array over on the side of our building over here. Okay, so we have everything all taken over from our temporary storages stuff over here, which there still is a bit of stuff, but most of it's just ores right now that need to be processed still. And so we are not quite there yet, but we have most of all of our stuff in the system right here. And you can see this is the decoration I've gone for. We just have vents all the way along the bottom, and we have these checkered panels on this wall, and the other things are just these laboratory blocks, and then these are chiseled laboratory blocks around this door. And this is, I believe, an Industrial Craft 2 door, and the levers are from Ender.io, and they're 10-second self-resetting levers. And they're super cheap to make. They're just, you can see right here, they're just a lever in redstone, and a lever with 2 redstone would make a... Oh no, oh okay. Okay, no, that's interesting. I've never seen that, those recipes before, but, yeah. And so this is the look that I've gone for. I really like it. It is going to be super cool. And so every 10 how these levers work essentially is that after 10 seconds of being pulled, having been pulled, then it will flip back, which will also revert anything that it was affecting before. So that's great for like this door right here. And so yeah, I'm super pleased with all of that. And so I don't even have to worry. I can just leave that open all the time, and I'll always come back to it, and it'll be closed, so I don't have to worry about mobs getting in or anything like that. And so to end this off, we're just gonna mine up some of these nether diamonds right here, and get some of them. Oh, why do silverfish give you iron in this pack? My goodness. There we go. Okay. Anyway, and I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We got a ton accomplished. We did a whole lot. We got a bunch of stuff put together, and most of it's over in this thing right over here, and we can spring right up and see most of it. We got our solar panel array right there, and we also have our refined storage system up and running, and it has the solar array is providing much more than enough power for this system right now, and so we are super happy about all of that. But that is all I have time for today. I am quixQuery, and I will see you in another video. Bye!